Hey guys, welcome to the Paper Umbrella. My name's Jessie, and today we're gonna talk about cruises again. I'm so sorry I did not get to post last week. The flu came and visited my house, and on top of that, I had a lot of car problems, so I wasn't able to film. It just wasn't gonna happen. But I'm back this week to talk about cruises because you guys tend to really like cruise videos. So let's do it. But I want to talk about Carnival cruises in particular today, and even more specifically, I want to talk about an option that you have when you cruise with Carnival called Faster to the Fun. Now, Faster to the Fun is a priority boarding, priority situation that you can buy for your room, but I want to talk about it today. This is a very hot topic on a lot of the message boards. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? And I want to give my 2 cents on it. I've cruised with it, I've cruised without it, but so I have done both. But I want to tell you guys more about it. Today I have my handy dandy notes with me as always, but I want to talk about the price of it. I want to talk about, what all does it do, and then a couple of extra things, and at the very end I'm going to tell you if I think it's worth it or not. If you are planning on going on a Carnival cruise, or you're just kind of thinking about a Carnival cruise, this is something that I would highly suggest watching, so that way you can know if it's right for you, if it's right for your party. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get into this. Let's talk about Faster to the Fun. So Faster to the Fun has a couple of things that you get with this, and most of it's just priority stuff. It has priority security, check-in, boarding. So if you've never been on a cruise, or you've been on a cruise and you don't know what this is, you can't just walk onto the cruise boat from your car. There's a lot of stuff that goes on between, such as security, check-in, all that kind of stuff. There's a big waiting room where everybody sits down all shoved with their stuff. And if you have priority, you are going to be expedited through that process. So it's going to be a lot quicker. You may still have a little bit of a wait. That's unavoidable, but you will get through things a lot quicker than if you didn't. You'll be going through with the diamond guest, the platinum guest. So yeah, that's something that you'll have. Another thing is you'll have access to your stateroom when you first board the ship. Now, if you've never been on a cruise, there's this thing that happens when you first get on your ship where not a lot of rooms are ready. Cruises have a pretty fast turnover. So as you'll see people getting off the boat while you're getting onto the boat. It happens. So what this will be able to do is that they'll say your room is a priority, so they'll go ahead and clean it and have it fixed and ready for you as soon as you get on the ship. Everybody else is going to have to sit there with their backpacks on and their 2 things of Coke, and they'll have to wait it through the atrium lobby and everything else while you get to go ahead and unpack your stuff, or at least your carry-on, into your room. It'll be ready for you as soon as you get there. So that is a part of Faster to the Fun. Another part is priority luggage. So you have your little luggage tags. There's going to be a little circle that says Faster to the Fun on it, and that'll mean it's priority. So that way they'll get it to your room before everyone else. Having done this before, I think that's a lie. I've had Faster to the Fun, and I feel like my baggage is some of the last stuff to get unloaded every single time. Always. And it's always my bag. Like, my husband's bag will get there like way before mine will. It's always my bag. I don't know why. But anyways, that is something that it says is a part of Faster to the Fun. Another thing is you get your own guest service line. This is pretty awesome. So there's a dedicated VIP basically area that your diamond guest, your platinum guest, and your Faster to the Fun guests can go for their own special guest services. So you're not waiting in a huge long line that last night like everyone always is. If you have something that goes wrong, there's a special hotline for you that you can call that's just going to be dedicated, so it's not as, there's not as long of a wait. Those typically are a lot nicer on that line than they are with other lines. So that is something that you get as well, and I found that to be super handy. Something else is you get first pick as far as your dining preferences go. So of course you have your diamond and platinum will go first, because those are the frequent flyer miles. Those are the ones who've been on like 10,000 cruises or something crazy like that. So those guests are going to go first, and then you get to pick your dining. So early or late, I don't think there's a priority for your time, because pretty much everybody who doesn't get early or late gets your time. That's how that works. But you do get first pick, which is nice, especially if you have children, to have that early dining, just because you get to eat and they're not tired and done with life already. You can wake them up from a nap and then go eat, and then you're ready to go, as opposed to, you know, a later dinner where you can go watch the show first, and then you try to corral them to eat, and by that time they're done anyway. So it's nice. It's nice. Another one is tender priority. So a tender, I think they call them water something. Basically, if your boat is too big to fit in the port, your cruise ship is too big to fit into the port, they will park outside, and then you get little boats that take you from your big boat to the whatever port you're going to. And those are called tenders. You do get tender priority when you go on a cruise with Faster to the Fun. So that means instead of waiting in line to get on the little boats, you just scoot to the front of the line and you're there. It's a lot quicker that way. But we'll go over more of that in a second, I promise. And then the next one is you get debarkation choices. So you can either choose early or late debarkation. You basically get priority debarkation as well, to get on or get off the ship. So that's always nice to have that option. I always choose early debarkation because I got a long drive. We don't usually fly. I do live in the South, so it makes more sense for us to drive, but it is a long drive. So, you know, we do a lot of that. So I always choose early. A few more things about Faster to the Fun that I do want to go over is the price of it. It's going to vary based on the length of your stay, like the length of your cruise, and then also what ship you're on will sometimes have a thing for it as well. The cheapest that I found it is $39.95, and that's for one of those 2-day cruises where you basically, they call them cruises to nowhere, where you get on the boat, then you go in the water, and then you come back. I mean, that's what it is, and it's nice, but that one, it's $40 basically. And then the most expensive one that I found was $119.95, and that is for an 8-day cruise specifically on the Carnival Horizon. But they do have different prices, varied. I think the most that I paid for mine was $90 or $100, something like that, on a 7-day cruise out of New Orleans, and it was great. But that is kind of where everything's at on there, so you can pay a little bit more. Something else to note though is that you will not be paying this per person. You'll be paying it per room, which I think is nice. I think it's important. That it is per room, so that way you're not having to, it's not like the Bubbles, you know, the bottomless Bubbles drink package or the Cheers package where you have to buy it for every single person in the room. Now it's one price for the room, so you don't have to pay per person. You're saving some money there. And then it can only be purchased pre-cruise, so you cannot purchase it once you are on the ship or once you are in that home port. You have to get it before you go. Now the number, it is limited. I should say that too. It is limited based on the number of Diamond and Platinum guests who are on that sailing with you. So if you have a ton of Diamond and Platinum, think Christmas time, you're gonna have less Faster to the Fun. That's just how it is. And there are limited. I always like to grab them. I kind of just check them, you know, as far out in advance as I can. As soon as I see them pop up, I go ahead and grab them because there are a limited number. And once they're sold out, they may release one or two that they were like holding for somebody, or they may release one or two that, you know, they didn't have as many Diamond and Platinum guests as they thought they were going to have, so they released a few more. But it is limited, and it's based on that. So it's kind of a gamble, as in, you know, you kind of have to stay on top of it, looking to see if they're posted. Now, where they are posted is a excursion in your home port. That's where you're going to find it. So when you're going through the tabs and stuff and you're trying to find out, where can I add this? It is actually under the excursions, but it's going to be for whatever your home port is. So if you're leaving out of Jacksonville, Florida, you're going to click Jacksonville, Florida port as the first little column, and that's where you're going to find your Faster to the Fun excursion or VIP experience or whatever you want to call it. Upgrade, I don't know. But I think that's everything that I wanted to say that included in it and all the tips and stuff for it. Now I want to talk about, is it worth it? I think so. I think it's totally worth it. For a few reasons. One of those things is the priority boarding. If you're like my family or me and you want to get on the ship, you want to be the first people on the ship, like we're those people. Like We want our vacation to start as quickly as possible. We want to be on that boat as quickly as possible. That's us. We're those people. It's totally worth it for you because you're going to get that priority boarding and you're going to get on there really quick. Also, if you're one of those people who wait till the last minute to pop on in there, you're taking your sweet precious time, or your family is known for running a little late, I think it's also for you because you're going to be able to just waltz right on the boat. You're not going to have to sit there for 3 hours with your children in this little waiting room area with your backpacks on and your Cokes there in hand, and you're not going to have to figure out, you keep them entertained and are they hungry and this one's got to go pee and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot easier just to be able to walk on the boat. My husband did not understand this the first time we went on a cruise. The first time we ever went, I went ahead and it was for our honeymoon, I went ahead and got us Faster to the Fun then. We got on the boat, we went through parking, and he was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to be worth it. And then we went through the big line where there was the huge hangar of people, and he was like, totally worth it. I agree. So that is something that I think is great about it. Early access to your stateroom is awesome, especially if you have children. You can go ahead and put them down for a nap as soon as you can. You can change into your swimsuits when you get there so you can go play in the hot tubs and pool. You can, it's just that nice not to have to carry, like I said, your 2 things of Coke around and your backpack and everything else, and have to worry about, little Jimmy carrying his stuff too. And it's just, it's a mess, and it's so much easier that way, and I think that makes it worth it. Tender priority is the other thing that I think makes it absolutely worth it. Having been to Half Moon Cay, I'm sorry if my dog starts barking. Having been to Half Moon Cay, I think it's absolutely fantastic to be able to just get on a tender. Because I have been there. I've watched that line. I've been in that line waiting to get on a tender. But being able just to show up and get on the tender and get on the beach before anyone else, claim your seat, it's fantastic. So I'm going to say if you go to a tender port, it's especially worth it for you. I'm talking about Grand Cayman. I'm especially talking about Half Moon Cay. If you are going there, get Faster to the Fun. It's going to make your beach day 1,000 times better. It's worth it. You don't really need a excursion for Half Moon Cay. I don't feel like you do. It's a beach day. Your lunch is included. That's good enough for me. So my suggestion is if you take that money you would spend on an excursion that day, put it into Faster to the Fun. Give yourself a little bit of oomph. Give yourself that VIP experience for your entire cruise. But that's it for today. I want to know what you think. Is it worth it for Faster to the Fun? Have you done it before? Do you feel like it was worth it? Have you just avoided it? Obviously, if you're Diamond and Platinum, you don't need it. But let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious about it. If you have any questions about cruising, Faster to the Fun, pricing, all that kind of good stuff, leave me a comment below. You can always email me at thepaperumbrella.travel@gmail.com, or you can visit my wonderful, beautiful website at thepaperumbrella.com. I'll leave them linked below for you. And that's it for today. But like I said, tell me below, what do you think about Faster to the Fun? And that's it for the Paper Umbrella today, guys. Now go out there and make some waves.